Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I got to apologize for yesterday. I did a video and I put a lot of bleeping in it because there's an issue with YouTube and saying that word, that thing that's going around the world. And I got a lot of feedback, people hating the bleeping. Well, I gotta say, I do apologize for that. I did record the video before I even knew that this YouTube policy was in effect, and that is why I did it. But the kinds of comments that I was getting from people saying, I can't stand the bleeping, was really quite remarkable. Anyway, let's move on. We got the XRP chart here on the monthly, and guys, despite the losses that we have seen, we are still seeing green on the monthly for XRP. And guys, that volume, look at that. We have almost reached the same amount of volume. If you guys can see here, here's the level here, okay? And here's the level from back in the bull run, that big month we had back in the bull run. It's virtually on par with that same level of volume. Here it is here. We'll just go across. We're just underneath that level there for volume. Now look at the difference in candlestick size. Now, we had a really big bull run in 2017, and that's because buyers were on a frenzy after seeing Bitcoin run up. And here, not so much. We're seeing buyers and sellers. There are enough buy orders to fulfill supply orders with that same amount of volume. So all that means is that now with this large amount of volume, sellers are no longer taking over. Buyers and sellers are finding an equilibrium. And if that desire to acquire XRP continues, we will see some surprises next month when sellers become exhausted. I saw this from XRP_Gonzo, that's at GonzoXRP on Twitter. And this is a PayPal UPI partnership. In the past, we've talked about PayPal and how they could be linked to Ripple in one way, shape, or form. But there was never really any certainty. Well, now PayPal to launch UPI payment service in India. So here's the article here. After more than 2 years of launching its operations in India, global remittance service provider PayPal is planning to enter UPI-based payment service in the country. PayPal will join the likes of global companies such as Google, Amazon, WhatsApp, and Xiaomi, and homegrown companies like PhonePe and Paytm in the UPI ecosystem. Well, we know Paytm linked with Ripple. But what is this UPI ecosystem? According to the Business Standard report, PayPal is in the last leg to roll out the peer-to-peer digital payment service, and it may go live in the coming months. And so guys, let's rewind back to 2017. This is a tweet from Bank XRP. Sorry, not 2017, 2018. He posted this. Makers of India's UPI app is bringing Ripple technology to India. Linking to this article here. I'm sorry, yes, this article is from 2017. So just going to read a little bit of this since this article is so old. According to the latest developments, National Payments Corporation of India, a Mumbai-based startup closely guided and promoted by the RBI and the Indian Bank Association as an umbrella organization for the retail payments across India, and credited for making the UPI app, is the one that is most likely to bring Ripple to India. And guys, as we know, the rest is history. We've heard that Ripple is in India, but we didn't really know the specifics about it and who was using it. Well, UPI app, definitely on the docket mentioned here in this 2017 article, and now UPI integrating with PayPal. This is amazing because this is a major step towards consumer payments in India by PayPal, which facilitates cross-border payments for small merchants, entrepreneurs, and freelancers selling goods and services abroad. So by using the UPI app, it is quite possible that PayPal could be indirectly utilizing XRP to settle some of those payments in the not too distant future. Thought that was very interesting. Thanks so much, GonzoXRP on Twitter, for posting that. I also saw this from Ant1, that's at Ant159694954 on Twitter. Ripple's XRP scores 2 new crypto listings, and this from the Bitcoinist. So XRP will now be available to millions of new investors thanks to a recent announcement from Valor.com and Luno.com, 2 exchanges that serve investors in emerging markets. And so Valor is a South African exchange that allows traders to buy and sell a number of cryptocurrencies paired with the rand, the national currency of South Africa. And Valor offers more than 50 cryptocurrency pairs, the largest selection of any South African exchange. It says down here they've also made a rewards program for traders providing liquidity and referral bonuses, and they have partnered with Bittrex for secure custody. And Luno is a Singapore-based exchange that serves 40 countries. They have offices in London, Malaysia, Nigeria, the UK, South Africa, and Indonesia. Valor's XRP trading goes live March 10th, and Luno's XRP trading will be announced soon. And the Bitcoinist here is even stating that this is going to, they talk about the XRP price. Of course, it is just following the rest of the market, but they're saying that it might see a boost now that tokens are available to millions of traders and investors in quite a few emerging economies thanks to these two additions. Emerging economies are where we see the most growth, guys. I don't know if you know this. And this is where a lot of really savvy investors tend to put their money, not in the Facebooks and the Amazons and the Googles of today. They find opportunities in emerging markets because that's where you're really going to see the most growth. And so an explosion of growth for cryptocurrency could really see more bullish momentum in the space as a whole. Hopefully for XRP in particular, these two new additions are in great locations, South Africa and Singapore respectively. So what better way to promote and foster growth than to put that digital asset that is used for the purpose of cross-border transactions in the hands of the people that need it? Adding XRP to exchanges in developing nations is a necessity in order for people to actually use Ripple for this purpose. Very great news coming out of South Africa and Singapore respectively. And guys, I am less than 400 subscribers away from giving you a Ledger Nano X on March 15th. Okay, if you want a Ledger, you can win one on March 15th, but we have to reach 30,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. The deadline is March 15th, and if we can reach 30,000, I will be announcing the winner on March 16th's video. Now, some of you just want somewhere to store your cryptocurrency. If you want to actually buy one, you can use my affiliate link. I have one in the description. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. They still have this combo deal for a Ledger Nano S and an X. You can buy either one as well. Great way to keep your crypto safe. And guys, remember to subscribe before March 15th. I saw this. Now, Anthony Pompliano, he had Brad Garlinghouse on his show, and he was asking Brad a bunch of questions about Ripple and XRP, basic stuff to you and I. And it almost seemed like he hadn't done his research. And Brad was very clear with him, utility will derive from those cryptocurrencies that actually have a purpose in the future, as Brad says with all of us. Yet apparently Anthony Pompliano still can't see through the weeds. In an interview on CNN's First Move, Pompliano tells anchor Julia Chatterley, we know Julia knows Brad, that if he can't buy Bitcoin, he will probably buy digitized traditional assets instead. He points to the difference between Ripple, the company, and XRP, the token. Now, we've heard this argument before. XRP is not reliant on Ripple, and Ripple's the company, and they're two different things. And if Ripple succeeds, that doesn't necessarily mean XRP will succeed, so on and so forth, right? Here's his argument, which kind of doesn't really make sense, but I'm going to go through it with you guys. And we're going to talk a little bit about this. Ripple, the software company, is different than XRP, the token. And I think part of the problem is that retail investors have believed that by buying XRP, they have exposure to the financial performance of Ripple. Well, Brad Garlinghouse, first of all, Anthony Pompliano, made this very, very clear on your show. They are two different things, and that is not the case. He says that's obviously not true. Well, duh. On top of that, what ends up happening is if Ripple is successful, that does not necessarily mean that XRP ends up being successful. Also, that means XRP could go up in value and Ripple could go out of business. Well, that is a possibility, but Brad Garlinghouse has also gone on the record saying that Ripple has a vested interest in XRP doing well. They are building their business on cross-border payments right now and placing their bets on XRP to make that happen quickly, easily, and cheaply. Not only that, Ripple owns a lot of XRP, and they are incentivizing others to use XRP through the Spring Initiative, so on and so forth. So he goes on to say, so when you get this disjointment between XRP and Ripple, or other assets that have a similar mechanism, what ends up happening is I, as an investor, actually want to hold equity in the software company because there's profit, assets, revenue, etc. Well, don't we all? Unfortunately, Ripple is not public. We cannot buy Ripple stock. I don't want to own the asset that may or may not be there in the future and doesn't have any underlying utility or value driver that I can point to and say I have confidence that's going to last. Yet the most ironic part of this quote is this next line here. Bitcoin is different because it's backed by the most secure computing network in the world. Anthony. How can you still go out there on CNN and embarrass yourself after having Brad on your podcast and, having the opportunity to actually research what XRP is and what XRP can do? Now, despite all this is kind of a confidence driver for me. When you hear these comments from guys who are actually in the space, now I know Bitcoin maximalists have their own point of view, but that is going to change. We still have Bitcoin maximalists, and even Mike Novogratz made a point, and he's invested in XRP. But he said something a few months ago with regards to how XRP wasn't performing or whatever that was. Anthony Pompliano, obviously big into Bitcoin as well. But the fact that these guys don't even know what XRP does, and they're in the crypto space, makes me feel like we really are holding on to something special. Just to put it all into perspective, XRP Thunder on Twitter posts this. This is the Ripple way of doing things. I see you. A seed grows with no sound, but a tree falls with a huge noise. Destruction has noise, but creation is quiet. This is the power of silence. Grow silently. Ripple is doing everything right. They are creating cryptocurrency awareness, they're educating lawmakers and governments, they're fostering the XRP ecosystem, they're doing the responsible thing with their XRP holdings, and it's only a matter of time, guys, before utility drives value. All we have to do is wait. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be eligible for the Ledger Nano X giveaway on March 15th. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.